It's a different world out there. Welcome to the different world out there. I don't know why my cheeks look so like excessively rosy. Sorry about that. I think I overdid it. It's too much. I don't think this thing's working. This little thing, because like somebody else did like subscribe. I wonder why it won't take the recent follower. Yeah, that's it. Most recent subscriber. But it's not there. It's not that person because they're already what? Good morning, Iggy. Good morning, Badger, Badger, Badger. Good morning. Good morning. It's great to stay up late. I don't think I stayed up too late. I don't know why it shows. I'm gonna just like I guess get rid. Oh, here we go. Subscriber train. Oh, we don't have a subscriber train. I'm sorry, you're in the wrong place. Da 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 da. Where's my fucking subscriber? Subscriber. 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 Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. It doesn't matter. Nothing really matters. Hi, darlings. Hello, my friends. My beautiful friends. Badger, you got banned. Max got banned. Max Flower. She got banned. I think she stayed banned. Yeah, Badger, you got banned. I don't know. They're very sensitive, these Nazis. They don't like to be called Nazis. I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, if you're going to be it, I know, it's getting strict. Well, that's good. I think it's good. You know, at the same time, I also understand that having a complete, well, here's the thing. I mean, Chuds do use Twitter, but not really. Not as much as they use YouTube. You know what I mean? So even from an echo chamber standpoint, I don't think that Twitter can survive as an echo chamber because there won't be anyone to fight with. Oh, it happened to you on Facebook? Well, that's a blessing. That's a blessing. Good morning, Jane. How are you? How are you? We're talking about how banned we are. Because we're apparently very naughty, all of us. I don't know. I'm not sure I believe it, but okay. Is that the recent follower? Most recent subscriber. Why won't it, maybe if I redo it. Like in an Arial or something. Wait, there's no Arial in there? What the heck? You know, you can't tell what some of the prints are without some kind of like, okay, well, maybe if it's that, is it that? I don't know why it doesn't show the right name. Okay, I'm sorry. Why am I doing this? Hi, congratulations on the hockey. Oh my God, Canadians. Canadians, you pulled it out in overtime. Look at you. Look at you, hockey people. That's so cool. Congratulations. You beat America's children. No. No, congratulations. Congratulations. Neil Rooney. Oh, we're going to call you Neil Rooney from now on. Is that okay, Neil? Because I think that's really cute. Loungeroonies. Oh, you started it, so you deserve it. Forget it. Hi, Carla. Lolo Guayastan. Neil Rooney. I love that. I think that sounds really good. Oh my God. Okay, I don't want to talk too much about it, but I will. I mean, I'll answer any questions. I am so sorry about yesterday. I can't tell you how upset I was to find out that my phone was muted. I think it's because my fingers were fat and the mute button is right near the camera reverse, you know, the camera. So every time I changed the camera, I think that's when I hit the mute button by mistake because got fat dino fingers. So well, that's very kind of you, but I just know personally how frustrating it is to watch someone who's on mute and can't understand that they're on mute, and that is very frustrating. So to the degree that you guys were able to watch without throwing your phone across the room, thank you so much. Oh, thanks. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I need some kind of like, because Gal tried. Oh my God, Gal tried. She tried. I think she tried calling me once, and she tried to text, and it just didn't break through. The text didn't come through. So she tried everything. Gal was trying everything to get my attention. Oh, good. I'm so glad you made up dialogue. That's best. I'm going to tell you guys. Can I just tell you though? I thought it was a great event. There were great people there who all just showed up. And we definitely shouted him down his entire speech. I know it was harder to hear the crowd on some reporters microphone type things from inside, but I'm telling you right now, there's no way he could have been happy about what he was hearing, because it was constant throughout all of his remarks. So that was really good. I got interviewed 3 times, and none of those interviews I think showed up on my audio. I got interviewed 3 times. One was by a young student journalist at USC. ABC, yeah, the ABC. And then there was another guy who I don't know what outlet he was from, but he had a photographer and he asked me a bunch of questions near the door. So I don't really entirely know. And then there was some really nice people filming my tirade. I do have a clip-on mic. The funny part is I didn't think I would need the clip-on mic this time because I was holding the phone myself. Yeah, he was nervous. And then you probably missed the part where the 2 Republican people from California, the big guy, and then this woman all in red, white, and blue, looked like a fucking Barbie doll from hell. When they were out there talking to people, and then I followed the woman with my camera, and I don't know if any of that was on, but we were really grilling that guy about, I was asking him what kind of extractive money he gets in order to stop this high-speed rail. And all this kind of stuff. We were really badgering these guys. It was so good, and I'm so mad that I didn't get it. But you know what? It existed, and that's what matters. I don't really, it is what it is, and I really do feel like that. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad he got nervous and flustered, because it was kind of yeah, it was pretty great. Pretty great for a group of 60 plus people. So it really energized me. Of everything, I did definitely have fun. I definitely had fun. And it was just nice to be with people that are like-minded, frankly. It's kind of lonely. Yeah, exactly. At least I found a group to holler with. I was just going to say Badger, because it's really lonely to holler by yourself. Oh, you're so nice. No, it was my pleasure. It was my pleasure. And that's the thing. I feel like if you can get out, then you get out. If you don't get out, then you do something else, and it's fine. There's so many ways to get us in the resistance mode. So yeah, I would. Yeah, it's too bad. It's really sad to me that the audio didn't come through, because I thought it was a very good event, very good resistance, and hopefully there'll be more opportunities for that. And it's nice because now I think I've got a Reddit where I can kind of keep track about things that are happening to that degree in Los Angeles. And so, yeah, I'm ready to rock. Let's go. Let's make life uncomfortable. If nothing else, let's make life uncomfortable for fascists. And this is really a fascist takeover of this United States. If you didn't hear yesterday, they suspended, or they will suspend. I don't know what the actual, that's part of the thing with this administration is the surprise and the confusion. That usually comes first. So, as I understand it, there will, as of 4/1, there will no longer be telehealth services available to Medicaid patients or Medicaid people. Medicaid people who are on Medicaid, which is a lot of people, by the way. And it might be a lot of people that you love. And What, maybe your Mima used telehealth and maybe she hasn't. Maybe she will need to. Maybe you will need to. You can call if you're stroking out. Oh, you can call if you're stroking out? Oh, okay. Great. Okay. Well, so yeah. So there you go. There's a silver lining. Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you right now, it's this is gonna get a lot worse. And I really hope we're not like surprised by it. Um Not that I don't know what preparing for it actually does, except for the fact that it'd be good to identify resources. And I think, sadly and gratefully, I think that the private sector, in some ways, or the nonprofit sector, they'll pick up the slack, right? The nonprofit sector will try to pick up the slack. But then, as I say that, I'm not even sure about that because of the way that nonprofits are being targeted. So maybe they won't be able to pick up the slack. It'll have to be clandestine. And that's what is this fucking, is this a science fiction movie? Is that what we're in right now? Is that what you wanted? Is that what people voted for? You voted to have services stripped from people? What is going on? Why do you think that's a good idea? There's no plan. They have no plan. Okay. The plan is to break it all down and then sell it off and say, well, oh, we don't have an education system. Well, we've got these Christian school networks over here who can be our education system. So states, you can work with these approved schools. Because guess what? It's not going to be a voucher just for any school you want to go to. Okay? Hear me. Hear me. It is not going to be, here's $10,000, go, educate your child. You're going to probably have to use that in schools that are approved by the government. Okay? And it's real easy for them to do that. It's real easy for them to say, no, we won't pay for that school. And the way they can do it is because they will control the money and they will be the ones sending the money directly to the educational institution or whomever that you've chosen or whatever the homeschooling situation is. I don't know what the deal is with that. Again, there's no transparency. There's no detail. This is all seat of your pants governing. I mean, really, everyone should be in the street because this is a war against all of us. And if you don't, yeah, Gilead ISD. If you don't understand that this is going to touch you so deeply. Hi, give me coffee. Wow, I have a bridge. I want to sell you. Yeah, so this is worse than I thought it would be. It is. Yeah, it's already worse than I thought it would be. And that's why yesterday, I'm just going to say, incel ISD. Yesterday felt good, and I want to do it again. So I'm going to be looking. Yeah. And I'll check my mic. This time. Let me see if there's anything for us to watch, and then I have a ton of stuff for us to read. Being in the streets is hard as a country. Yes, it's true. Being in the streets is hard as a country as large and spread out as the USA. Absolutely. Absolutely. J6ers are going to the shindig. Listen, everything is not what it was, okay? The Kennedy Center no longer has its cachet. It might as well be, the Burger Barn. Okay, I'm going to call the Kennedy Center the Burger Barn from now on. So yeah, the J6 choir, they're appearing at the Burger Barn. That's great. I know. People are showing up to town halls and yelling at MAGA congressmen. We should watch that really sexy guy that did it here in California. We should watch that sexy guy. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. And then there's CPAC. Oh, God. I can't even watch it on my own. I thought I could watch it on my own, but I can't even do that. Because it's too painful. The John Neely Kennedy Center. Cashew Patel. That's not his name. He's not, although he is a nut. He's a nut. That might be his nickname. He's a nut. Oh, God. I just, did Bannon really do that salute? He sure did. He surely did. I just want to see if there's, wait, I want to see, what was the thing we were looking for? Oh, shit. Oh, man, what was I looking for? Town hall. Town hall. Oh, no, it wasn't a town hall. It was what was he at? He wasn't at a town hall. What was his name? That's probably the only people that can get to perform in the show. It's true. Kid Rock and the J6 Choir. I love that. I think that's fucking awesome. Elon's brain. He doesn't have a brain. It's all been eaten by the ketamine. He's in a constant K-hole. What was with the glasses last night? Are you kidding? God, these guys have to explode in public, right? Like, literally, we're going to just be watching one day, and Elon's going to jump on the stage, fall to the floor, and just break like a China, the porcelain dolls. What do they call them? The China dolls, the porcelain? I don't know. Anyway, he's going to break like that. He's going to break like a porcelain doll. Isn't he a football? Oh, Kluwe. That's it. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Where's the long one? Did he break his leg at the thing? Oh, no, they just carried him out. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can get this.
Kluwe has made.
Okay, here we go. Oh, don't do that. Don't make that noise. Don't make that noise. Don't make that noise. Don't make that noise. Here we go.
Political headlines before advocating for same-sex marriage, LGBTQ rights, and Colin Kaepernick. But this is the first time his advocacy has put him behind bars.
I will now engage in the time-honored American tradition of peaceful civil disobedience. Get out.
That is former NFL punter Chris Kluwe being arrested at Tuesday night's Huntington Beach City Council meeting.
That's
over
a great one to go to.
Place a MAGA plaque at the city's public library.
We want to honor the library. We want there to be a plaque, but we don't want MAGA on that because the library isn't supposed to be political.
The all-Republican
Chris,
council
I love
voted
you.
7-0 to approve the plaque, which features the words magical, alluring, galvanizing, and adventurous on it, a clear nod to the Make America Great Again Trump movement.
MAGA is profoundly corrupt, unmistakably anti-democracy, and most importantly, MAGA is explicitly a Nazi movement. You may have replaced a swastika with a red hat, but that is what it is.
Kluwe was a history and poli-sci major at UCLA and says he sees direct parallels between what Trump is doing to our government now and what Adolf Hitler did in the 30s. It's an explosive and controversial charge, but he's not the only one making it.
If you think I'm overreacting and sounding the alarm too soon,
I love J.B. Pritzker. I'm sorry.
It took the Nazis 1 month, 3 weeks, 2 days, 8 hours, and 40 minutes to dismantle a constitutional republic.
It was another ignominious day for President Trump.
Yesterday,
he blamed the war in Ukraine on Ukraine and chastised Ukrainian President
ABC7
for complaining that he was being left out of the negotiations.
American citizen.
Which brings us back to Kluwe.
I cannot think of anything more offensive to me as an American citizen than a president with a crown on his head. It goes against everything this country stands for.
And he's calling for more civil disobedience from those in elected office.
I want our Democratic officials to start getting arrested. I want them to start actually protesting what is going on, because what is going on is not American.
Kluwe was charged with misdemeanor disrupting an assembly and says he spent about 4 hours in jail before being released. We reached out to Huntington Beach City Council tonight, didn't hear back, but
now that's going to jail for a cause.
Kluwe got the 5 minutes of fame that
that's going to jail for a cause.
Huntington Beach has always been conservative.
This guy isn't performing for anybody.
Taking it back to the way it was. If I wanted to live in a liberal city
his
with
principles.
liberal values, I would have stayed in Los Angeles. End quote.
He's getting arrested for an actual cause that he cares about.
The plaque.
There's a lot of people that could take a lesson from this guy
and put them at the bottom. Jory Rand, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, so that's that. But yeah, there's acting, and there's KFAB, And there's grifting, but he is not a grifter. There's a lot of grifters in our lives. We know them. But this guy's not a grifter. He goes to jail for the right reasons. Not like some people I know. HuffPo has a good piece on the Sean Duffy protest. Excellent. I love him. I'm so glad Illinois has him as a governor. He might be the first real governor we've had since I've been alive. You know, Peace Love, he really is a good guy. I knew about J.B. Pritzker when I was in nonprofit, and the Pritzker Foundation, you know, is obviously a huge funder of a lot of things. Very generous foundation, actually. A really good foundation. But he wasn't necessarily part of the foundation, but I got to know a little bit about the family, and he really, he has a lot of principles, and he has a lot of he's pretty democratic, you know, like he's pretty outspoken about it and stuff like that, even though he is a rich guy. The Pritzkers own the Hyatt? Are they the Hyatt hotels people? I don't know. There's some hotel chain, I think. Anyway, the Pritzkers are a very wealthy family, very wealthy, but he's a pretty normal guy. He's a pretty normal guy. All right, let's see what else. I don't want to really touch this because I don't want it to fuck around, but I want it to stop buzzing. Okay. Let me see what else. Did you already chat about our weird space? Oh my God. No, I haven't, Gal. Thank you for, there's too many things. There are too many things. He does, and he has a lot of money, and he won't be trying to make it off Illinois. No, he won't. No, I think you could honestly say that he wouldn't be that type of person. What did I want to say? Oh, did we? Okay, so yesterday, oh my God. Also, here's a thread with 2 important articles about corruption in it. Oh, yay. Yesterday, last night, when I was like just sitting around, all of a sudden I was on Twitter and I saw, what is Gal doing in a space? What is she doing in a space right now? Whose space is she? What? So I went in, and it turns out it was an Urbit space with whoever One Eye's friend is. I don't know. Sovereign something. Sovereign Softy. Oh, he DM'd you and asked you to go in? I'm not shocked by that. So I went in and, oh yay, corruption. The Sovereign Stack. There you go. Sovereign Snack. I'm going to call him, oh, you're a Sovereign Snack. You're a snack. Anyway, they are very, very sensitive in that room. Okay, the Sovereign Snack is very, very sensitive. So I got invited up to speak, and I thought, oh, what the hell? Why not? Gal's there. And I also want to, not that she can't handle a bunch of incels, a bunch of incels, you know, like grabbing at their trousers. Oh my God, they were in their fifis. Okay, so anyway, I go up there, and what they're talking about, wait, let me try to remember what they're talking about. And they're arguing with Gal about, I don't know, something about the Bible, women in the Bible, women aren't strong in the Bible or something like that. Women were subservient, the whole, you know, it's been written in the Bible, so it has to be true kind of thing. These guys actually believe that some Disney character came down and wrote the fucking book, so they they think it's real, but yet they don't think it's real. I don't know. I don't really get it. Anyway, they're conflicted. Sounds to me like they have too much. Oh, really? God damn. Anyway, so when I get up there, you know, One Eye is the co-host or something, or he's part of it. One Eye's there, right? We all know One Eye. He comes to our spaces once in a while. Anyway, and he's like a libertarian, Peter Thiel, you know, Curtis Yarvin simp kind of thing. And so I talked to him because it was interesting to hear his perspective and we didn't get into screaming matches. Yeah, they don't know about anything. Anyway. The point is that I just was laughing at them. I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly. They hate people whose religion is based mostly on the Old Testament. You're right. Exactly. Oh my God. So I was just laughing at them, and they were trying to engage me in conversation, but I just kept saying, all I hear is you guys talking about your feelings. Like you're not facts. You're not talking about facts. You're just talking about your feelings. And she's talking about facts. So I I mean, this is ridiculous. And then the one guy said, yeah, well, it's, I'm talking about a narrative. And I said, that's a feeling. Oh my God. And then they all started like when you throw water on robots, they all started, alert, 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 human woman, alert, 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 woman laughing at us, alert, alert, alert. They all started running. And they all started getting really in their feelings. And they all got really like, why is she laughing at us? I mean, I can't even believe it. They were the most sensitive underbelly I've ever experienced in my life. It was like a room full of like little baby underbellies. And if I just moved, I would be injuring them. Oh, Iggy, thank you. You're so sweet. I'm telling you, this is what it was. I was like, you guys are just like so pathetic. You have no facts. You have feelings, and you think you can speak to someone who's a woman like a certain way because you think somehow that's a flex. You look like a bunch of incels because you are. And then at one point, One Eye was, they love to make these stupid ass jokes, right? And One Eye at one point, I was listening in. I got kicked out of the space. Oh, I should say that. I got kicked out. I got removed. Oh, this was the other thing. They muted me, right? During my tirade, they muted me. And of course, when you mute someone, they can still push the button and unmute themselves. Okay? It's not like they're muted until you say they're not muted. So I unmuted myself and said, hey, why are you muting me? And another guy says, how can she talk if she's muted? And I'm like, because I know how to push a fucking button. And that's at the point where I think they kicked me from the space. So anyway. So then One Eye goes on this thing where, oh yeah, I go into their space and I just play with them and see how stupid, she's a stupid. I just go in their space and, see how stupid they are. And so I posted and I said, One Eye, you want to know how stupid I am? You're not invited to my space anymore. I got what I needed from you, you fucking lolcow. That's right. You're my fucking lolcow. You're my little bitch. And in fact, if I said to you, come back to my spaces, you'd run like a little bitch. Right on back to my spaces. And no, I'm not going to go to your wedding, you stupid ass. Because I actually take relationships and kind of like, being decent to people seriously. So if you think this is somehow some kind of joke and you really got one over on us, no, you didn't. You looked like a fucking idiot all the time. And I know that's what you really know, is that I made you look like a fucking idiot all the time. But you like that. You want to be made to look like an idiot. That's your kink. Your kink is you want women to berate you. So guess what? This woman is off the clock. You blew it, son. Because I think deep down inside, with all this blustery for your bros kind of thing, I think really what you wanted was to be seen as a human by other humans. And you don't get that in your community because you're all a bunch of fucking robots who are simping for other guys who you claim you're not simping for, which is absolutely pathetic and obvious that you are. So I get that you want to be around real people who think and care about other people. I know that's what it is. But you're cut off. So go find another group of humans who might accept your bullshit. But I have very little time left on this planet, and I will not spend it around people like that. I just don't have time. I'm going to die in like, I don't know, 20, 30 years. That's not a lot of time. So I'm not fucking around. His buddy, and here's the other thing. He's very low on the totem pole. Here's the other thing. They were shitting on his girl. And he sat there and shat on her with them. Do you realize that, One Eye? They were shitting on your girl. And you let them do it. And in fact, you joined in. Wow. I'd fucking dump your ass. How dare you? How dare you have no respect for your so-called fiance that you let your buddies shit on her? Fuck you. You're just a fucking weak-ass man like the rest of them. Fuck you. Bitch. Anyway, so that was it. That was the end of One Eye. He's our lol cow no longer. Oh, well, you know, you had a chance, but you fucking blew it. You fucking blew it. All right, let's read about corruption. Hey, why isn't this doing this? That's not it. Cancel. Make it big. Make it big. Oh, Coinbase. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. Happy Friday, loungers. Oh, actually, speaking of which, is it Friday? It's Friday. Friday. Oh, I got movies for you tonight. Yeah. Hell yeah. I think I have movies. I mean, if you guys vote that you don't want these movies, I would watch something else. But I think these movies will be good. Yeah, she's a woman. How can she talk? I mean, I didn't do much talking. I was laughing most of the time because it's just so stupid to see a bunch of incels like, what is that? What is that word? Breakdown, you know, kind of like, we got films that multiply. Okay, here's what's on for tonight, actually. Let me tell you. I can't even hide it. We are going to watch, wait, I have to think about it because now I forgot. Oh, shit. Let me go into, what am I saying? I think it's in Discord, maybe. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I'm not going to be able to find it. Discord's so busy. I can't find it. Okay, wait. One of them is Forbidden Planet, which is 1956. If you haven't seen it, we got to play some music. But Forbidden Planet. Hi, Carrie. Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. Your period worked. Your period got in here. Don't worry. Let me see here. So it's Forbidden Planet, and then, God damn it, what was the other movie? Shit. Oh man, I can't even remember. Yeah, incredible art direction. It's so beautiful. Hi, Lee. Good morning. Yes, good start. Let's see. Let's see. What is it? What's that other movie? I don't even know. No, it wasn't Andy Warhol's Bad, but that's another option. I can't remember. Anyway, I'll think of it. But there are movies tonight. There's 2 movies. Please come by. And now, for my beautiful friend, it's not, Kindergarten Cop. Yeah, that's right. Fuck yeah. Thanks, 2,000 Mules. That's right, folks. I'm joining MAGA. No. I'm not joining MAGA. No, it's Kindergarten Cop and Forbidden Planet. Oh no, Jim, I can't watch any of it anymore. It's kind of funny. I tried to watch some of CPAC this morning. I can't handle. Oh, wrong Carol Baker movie. Oh yeah. Yes. Although we should do that Andy Warhol too. That'll be an upcoming. Yeah, Carol Baker is in Kindergarten Cop, so we're gonna watch that. We're keeping on a theme. Max got us on a Carol Baker theme, so we're on it. Oh my God. This is too funny. Let's see. Sending love, strength, and resilience to all of you. Fuck yeah, Carrie. Thank you so much. I'm sending it right back to you, girl. That's right. Congratulations. Good morning, Cash. How are you, darling? How are you doing? It's so nice to see everybody. We're going to read a little bit about some crypto shit. Thanks to Gal. Coinbase. I know, I cannot handle CPAC. You're right. It's so terrible. Meanwhile, Trump's guest at Black History Month celebration is the CEO of Pfizer. Really? Oh, it's interesting. It's very interesting. Aw, thanks, Cash. I'm so mad I talked already about the muting. God, I'm mad at myself for that. You don't even know how upset I was yesterday. But thank you to Gal for really pulling in other people that were posting about it, which was really helpful. And sharing that. I connected with a few people that were there, which is great. So I think it's really good. I'm really happy to have found like some good people in the area that are doing stuff. So more to come. I have a feeling we're going to be out there a lot. So I better get a less stinky dinosaur costume. But anyway, good morning. All right, let's read about corruption. Coinbase. That's the digital. And I made the front page of the Resistance Sentinel. Yes, we're going to pull that up too. I was very pleased with that. Oh my God. Another Carol Bacon movie I'm scared may be hard to find is Cheese-tastic. The world is full of married men. I thought I've heard of that. I'm going to look that up. Maybe hard to find. Now the world is full of married men. Okay. You and the clown really get people's attention. That clown is amazing. Okay. That clown, she was amazing. She was in character the whole time, first of all, which was totally wonderful. And she was like, I'm here to see the other clown. I don't know why that other clown won't. She was great. You gotta love LA. Yeah. And the high-speed rail, we should have a high-speed rail. It's kind of dumb that we don't. It's too hard to live in places where people have to work. This is one of the problems with California, is that no one who works in like service industry or even in an office job, you can't live in San Francisco. Even if you work in San Francisco, you have to live well outside. And high-speed rail would really change the game for people working in this state, and that's really important. So yeah, I'm a proponent of the high-speed rail. All right, so thank you, 5GW, for this. Coinbase says SEC will drop the crypto lawsuit. The end of a court fight with the largest U.S. crypto company would be a big win for an industry that financially backed President Trump. The end of a court. Okay. Coinbase. The cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase said on Friday that the SEC has agreed to drop its lawsuit against the company, lifting a legal cloud over the global crypto industry and signaling a broader retreat by federal regulators. A broader retreat? Is that what they're calling it? They did. They ruined San Francisco. They ruined Monterey. They ruined Mountain View. They ruined Sunnyvale. They ruined all of those places. San Jose. Ruined them all. When we were visiting Napa Alley as a community. Yeah, because you cannot. Napa is another place that was ruined by billionaires. Ruined. When I was a kid, we went to Napa Valley all the time just for the day and just hung out, and it was hippies. Ugh. And I know things change, but this changed for the worse. My home area changed for the worse with the infusion of money. So that's about it. Let's see. Coinbase, in a post on its website and in a regulatory filing, said it had reached an agreement in principle with the SEC to have the lawsuits withdrawn without any financial penalty. If the SEC confirms the proposed settlement, it would be a remarkable reversal by the agency after years of legal battles against crypto firms. The SEC sued Coinbase, the largest crypto company, in 2023 on the grounds that the digital currencies sold on its platform constituted unregistered securities that put consumers at risk of financial harm. Any settlement that results in a dismissal of the lawsuit would require SEC approval. Well, who's running it? Snooki from Jersey Shore? I don't know. Who's there? Who's there now? A spokesperson for the SEC declined to comment on Coinbase's announcement. The lawsuit was the most significant of several that the SEC had filed against major crypto companies, arguing that they were operating outside the law. A victory for the government could have threatened the continued operation of Coinbase, a publicly traded company worth about $65 billion, and decimated the broader crypto market. The dismissal would be the biggest victory for crypto industry since President Trump took office last month, promising to end the Biden administration's regulatory crackdown on crypto under the previous SEC chair, Gary Gensler. And it illustrates the growing influence in Washington of billionaire technology executives who wrote enormous checks to support Mr. Trump's campaign, hoping to secure softer regulation. Paul Grewal, Coinbase's chief legal officer, said in an interview that the agreement was a complete surrender by the SEC. Coinbase would not have to admit any wrongdoing or pay a fine. The agency agreed to dismiss the case with prejudice, he said, meaning that the lawsuit can't be brought again. The resolution is nothing short of a complete win, Mr. Grewal said. The case goes away as if it had never been filed. He discussed the proposed resolution in a blog post entitled Righting a Major Wrong, in which he called the lawsuit an unlawful enforcement action. Shares of Coinbase rose about 3% in early trading on Friday. Dennis Kelleher, I know that name. I think I know Dennis Kelleher. I think I worked with him at Schwab. Chief executive of Better Markets, a nonprofit that pushes for more transparency. Wait, I just want to check the chat. Doot. My aunt lives in Laurel Heights. She's so lucky she has rent control. Oh my God, that's incredible. Orlando is that way too. Before we started working from home, there were coworkers traveling 1.5 hours to work. I know, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's bad. That's bad. Dennis Kelleher, chief executive of Better Markets, a nonprofit that pushes for more transparency on Wall Street, said the SEC's apparent unilateral surrender would undermine trust in the Commission's ability to regulate markets and protect investors. The SEC used to enforce the law without fear or favor, but now it is favoring the crypto industry and fearing billionaire crypto kingpins who are publicly belittling the agency. Coinbase operates as a marketplace for cryptocurrencies, a platform where investors can easily convert dollars into digital assets like Bitcoin or Ether. Every time a sales goes through, the company collects a fee. Coinbase went public in 2021, a landmark for the crypto industry in the United States. Its founder and chief executive, Brian Armstrong, instantly became one of the wealthiest tech executives in the country. But the next year, the collapse of FTX, one of Coinbase's top rivals, sent crypto markets into a meltdown. Mr. Gensler accelerated a crackdown on the industry that he had started when he took over the agency in 2021. Oh, man. His legal argument was simple. Virtually all cryptocurrencies are securities. That is true. Just like stocks and bonds traded on Wall Street, anyone offering them should have to register with the SEC and follow strict rules to protect investors. Yeah, they should. He pointed to a century-old Supreme Court ruling on what constituted an investment contract, arguing that it should govern digital assets. As the top vendor for cryptocurrencies in the United States, Coinbase became one of Mr. Gensler's primary targets in the 2023 lawsuit because they do wrong things. Okay, stop. They didn't become one of the targets. They stepped up. They made it happen. Language matters. Yeah, the SEC is done. SETI is taking over. He can fucking up. He already did. He appointed fucking Russ Vought of the OMB to head independent agencies. Oh, but I guess they're not independent. What the hell is happening? Oh boy. In the 2023 lawsuit, the SEC argued that the company had elevated its interest in increasing its profits over investors' interests and over compliance with the law. Under Mr. Gensler, the agency filed similar suits against other top crypto marketplaces like Binance and Kraken. Those suits are still pending. Crypto executives argued that Mr. Gensler was using enforcement actions and an old playbook to regulate the fast-growing industry. They lobbied for federal legislation that would have given oversight of the industry to the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, a much smaller and less aggressive regulator than the SEC. A complex legal battle ensued, with judges in various jurisdictions sometimes conflicting opinions about the legal status of cryptocurrencies. Last year, the judge overseeing the Coinbase case rejected a motion by the company to dismiss the suit, setting the stage for a years-long legal battle that could have reached the Supreme Court. But while crypto firms were fighting in the SEC in court, the industry was also mobilizing to reshape the political landscape. Crypto executives threw in their support behind the candidacy of Mr. Trump, who started his own crypto business last year. Yeah, and here's the thing. I want to hear more from Hayden Davis, who is the founder of the Melania coin and this Libra coin that is causing such trouble for Milei in Argentina. I would like to know what the plan is. Anyway, yeah, I keep thinking of that line. It only took Hitler 1 month, 3 weeks to dismantle a constitutional republic. Yep. Why did they allow such, well, my goodness, Jim. I mean, money. Money. Past money? Money laundering? No oversight? Crypto executives, okay, blah, blah, blah. Wealthy and tech investors like fucking Mark Andreessen, whose venture firm is a major investor in crypto, cited Mr. Trump's support for digital currencies as a key reason they were backing him. The crypto industry also sought to influence Congress. If you guys thought that there were like fucking billionaires and rich people were flexing their strength before, you wait. Grab your butts. You're not going to believe how much is pushed in our faces this term. Wow. I mean, I voted for the lady who laughed. Why? Why do we have to ruin it? Why do we have to break it all down? Because how are we going to get it back? And what's it going to be like if we do? Right? This just seems really stupid to me. I don't know. It's worse than I thought it'd be, that's for sure. The crypto industry also sought to influence Congress. Coinbase was one of the top funders of Fairshake, a crypto super PAC that donated more than $130 million to legislative candidates. Since his victory, Mr. Trump has taken a series of steps to advance the industry's interests. He picked the venture investor David Sachs, a crypto enthusiast, as the White House's crypto and AI czar. And he nominated Paul Atkins, a securities lawyer who has consulted for the crypto companies, to lead the SEC. I'm going to read that again. And he nominated Paul Atkins, a securities lawyer who has consulted for crypto companies, to lead the SEC. While Mr. Atkins awaits confirmation, Mark Ueda, I'm not sorry how to say that, a Republican SEC commissioner, is leading the agency. This month, the SEC scaled back its crypto enforcement efforts, reassigning lawyers who had worked on a 50-person team dedicated to crypto cases. Mr. Gruel, a former federal judge, declined to name the SEC officials who had negotiated the resolution of the case with Coinbase, but he said the deal had the full support of leadership. Next week, he said the agency's commissioners will vote to approve the deal, a process that he described as a formality. Our ending the case on such stark terms, with the SEC surrendering, offers a model and a template, Mr. Gruel said, and I'm hopeful that ours will not be the last, but rather the first of these cases to fall. For your interviews, yeah, I didn't check, I checked ABC7 last night. They didn't really have anything on it. I don't know. I don't really expect to make the news. But I'll keep looking. I'll keep looking for, like, mentions. Okay, well, that's great. Well, thanks. Thanks, Obama. The U.S. score on the 2024 Corruption Perceptions Index dropped to 65 out of 100, largely due to high-profile ethics scandals at the U.S. Supreme Court that undermined public confidence in the judiciary. Oopsie poopsie. Transparency International releases latest Corruption Perceptions Index. Oh my God. The CPI released today by Transparency International scored the U.S. a 65, marking a slight decline in the country's ongoing struggle against perceptions of corruption. The U.S.'s score represents a single-year drop of 4 points after a few years of stagnation and 1 year, 2023, of modest gains. The CPI is the most widely used global corruption ranking in the world. The CPI ranks 180 countries and territories by their perceived levels of public sector corruption, and considers factors such as bribery, diversion of public funds, judicial integrity and independence, and the use of public office for private gain. The scale runs from 0, highly corrupt, to 100, very clean. While several indicators that went into this year's CPI score for the U.S. increased, signaling a corresponding decrease in perceived corruption, one indicator focused on the perceived ethics and independence of the judiciary dropped substantially, causing an overall drop in the U.S. score compared to previous years. High-profile and widely publicized ethics scandals at the U.S. Supreme Court resulted in a new ethics code at the High Court, but serious questions about the absence of a meaningful, objective enforcement mechanism for the code and the strength of the new rules themselves undermine the credibility of the change. You think? Does anyone have a funny feeling about the dark web guy that orange guy pardoned and the 20-something dark web guy that's getting data for Elon? Yes. Peace, love. We do. We do. Yeah, we do. We do. Yeah, thanks, Obama. That's what I say to everything. Our judiciary should serve as a reliable bulwark against corruption by holding accountable the political branches of government, especially when history suggests there is greater risk, said Gary Coleman, executive director of TIUS. Unfortunately, worrisome conflicts of interest at our highest court have undermined confidence and led to near historic low levels of support for the Court of Employment. Really? I don't know why, Gary? Why? This year's CPI theme focused on the nexus between corruption and climate change for the United States and with implications for other nations around the world. The report noted that against a backdrop of record-breaking global warming and extreme weather events, a new era of American politics and a retrenchment of global climate leadership, the world has its back against the ropes in its fight against climate change. Let's see here. The highlights. Looking at this year's data, over 120 countries covered by the CPI, or more than 2/3 of the sample, still get a score below the midpoint of the scale, 50 out of 100. The global average for the CPI is 43, and over half of countries, 56%, score below it. Over the past decade, 24 countries have significantly improved their scores in the index and are now seen as less corrupt than in 2015. Over the same period, 32 countries experienced significant losses and are seen as less able to control corruption than a decade ago. Denmark topped the list with a score of 90. South Sudan was at the bottom with a score of 8. CPAC activists announced the third-term project. Yeah, I know. This is the new... Please, it's a shiny object, okay? I understand it could happen. I understand they're serious about it. I understand that. I just want us to really be mobilized. And yeah, I get worried that we're going to get hot dog face and we're not going to feel like we can do anything. But I think we can. Yeah, he's not going to, first of all, he's not going to live that, but they do want to be putting someone in power and having that person stay. And they can really, all bets are off. All bets are off, bitches. It doesn't matter. Okay? It doesn't matter. They won. They're in. I mean, I certainly hope that I hope the midterms rock their world. I really do. And I will fight so hard for the midterms to rock their world. I fear they don't care about the rules. I mean, I think it's just we're on a different playing field now. Was there a rocket launch? Did your house shake? Oh, holy shit, Karen, be careful. So it's not just him. I mean, he's kind of the crazy uncle that says stuff and then they start implementing it. But I really believe the worst is yet to come. I don't know what saves this. I don't know what saves this. The courts don't save it. The courts would have saved it. Yeah, they're not going to give up now. But you know what? I'm not going to give up either, damn it. I was energized being out there yesterday, saying what I need to say. It's good to stand up. This is our Vietnam moment. This is our moment to stand up and say, no, this is not, we don't accept this. I don't know. I know. I feel we need to watch the Supreme Court when the birthright gets there because they say he can change the Constitution by signing his name with a marker. We're all screwed. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Peace Love, it's going to be interesting to see what rises to the SCOTUS and what happens from there. I actually agree. I agree with you that it's going to be interesting. I'm really hoping that it's not what we think it's going to be. I mean, I hope Roberts, I don't know. I feel like I hope Roberts like finds his human side one of these days. I don't think he's down with this in wholesale, but I could be wrong, but I just feel like he's not all the way bought in. I don't know. I think that might be wishful thinking. Might be a little wishful thinking. Okay. All right. So I'm going to link that for you as well. Let me see, because I have some. Let me just make sure I don't have anything like super crazy wonderful, super crazy great. What is this? Oh, wait. No, that's not that. Okay. I want to read this. I heard about this last night. Bondi at CPAC. We're winning in district courts that enjoin nationally. What does that mean? I know. I'm wishful thinking. I know that. I don't think they. No, I don't know where Kash Patel's parents were born. And if not, we'll go all the way to the Supreme Court and keep winning. Yeah, that's probably true. She's probably right. She's probably right. So I saw a dumb thing on YouTube last night. Oh, what's hot dog face? Let me tell you. I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked what hot dog face is. Oh, I don't think I have it on here. Fuck. All right, I'm getting it. Fuck it. We're doing it live. Wait, where is it? Oh, I gotta add a new one. Shit. Okay. Hot dog. Wiener face. Sorry, I gotta find it. Oh, how are we gonna laugh? I don't know. I just wanna laugh. Oh, where's the laughing? Oh man, where is this fucking thing? Come on now. Oops. Oh, here we go. Wieners. Here we go. This is hot dog face. It's hot dog face. Oh, bye, peace, love. I'll see you later. And if not, we go all the way. Wait, except you don't appeal to win to a higher coat. That's right. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's a good point. SCOTUS can only take 75 cases a year. They can't take everything there, and it all won't be Trump cases. That's true. That's a good point. Anyway, that's hot dog face. That's wiener face. That's what I call it. A very important article. Hold on. Let me see. I've got my bookmarks. Oh, military families rocked by Trump's federal cuts. Oh my God. Psst, psst. Ah! Now we don't have to listen to the ad. Ugh. Squirt this up your nose.
Sweeping cuts to the federal workforce directly impacting military families, and it's set to derail the livelihoods of potentially thousands of them. The turmoil that these firings of probationary employees and looming terminations and return to the office orders are causing many military families shouldn't surprise the Trump administration, because for decades the federal government has marketed itself as the employer of choice for military spouses who are unemployed, at 5 times the national rate, despite being more educated than their civilian spouse counterparts. Military spouses and their families, of course, move involuntarily every 2 to 3 years on average. Because of that, despite having years of service in the federal government, many of these workers we're talking about here are actually probationary employees, which is the same category of worker the Trump administration targeted in its recent first round of firings. My next guest is one of them, Ariel Pines, who is joining us now from New Mexico. Ariel, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
And Ariel, first off, I know a lot of people, when they hear about these firings, they think of probationary employees as new employees, but you are someone who had recently switched from one HR office in the VA to another. How long have you been working at the Department of Veterans Affairs?
That is correct. I have been working for the Department of Veteran Affairs for a total of over 15 years.
15 years.
With no break in service.
With no break in
What?
service. And how many times have you been probationary? Because I know that you've moved a lot with your husband being in the Air Force. You've also switched from the medical and nursing side of things to the administrative side of the VA.
Yes. So I would say with this last move that I did from HR departments in November, this is the 5th probationary period that I have been put on.
Oh my God.
And were there other long-term employees in your office who got fired like this as well?
You're going to hurt the vets.
Yes, ma'am. So there were 5 of us that had moved over to a different HR department from previous other HR departments in the last, I would say, 6 months. And especially one of them, he is a retired Army veteran, disabled with over 18 years of service in the VA, and he was also terminated.
Your termination letter, which was really an email, cited your performance. Had your supervisors raised any issues with your performance at the VA?
No, ma'am. Throughout my tenure in the last 15 years of federal service, all of my performance appraisals have been exceptionary or outstanding. And so for them to say that it was based on our performance and that we have not demonstrated further employment in the agency was very shocking to all of us and to me myself.
Certainly, that would make sense. And you're a military spouse. I know your brother is also active duty. Your dad, who is a 100% disabled Air Force veteran, obviously very important in your life. What did it mean to you to be working at the VA?
So I have dedicated my entire adult life to serving our nation's veterans and to the Department of Veterans Affairs. It was something that was my passion, and because it had impacted my entire life greatly, and it still impacts me, you know, being married to an Air Force active duty airman. And so it started when I was younger. I actually, at the age of 11 years old, when my mom worked at the VA, and she actually retired in 2022 from the VA of over 37 years of federal service as well. She had me started working as a volunteer at 11 years old and helping veterans around the hospital and navigating to their appointments. And then when I turned 18 years old, I said, this is something that I want to do. I want to help our nation's veterans because I feel like they are the people who need care the most and that they deserve it the most. And so in the last 15 years, I have dedicated everything that I have and ensuring that our veterans are given the integrity, the commitment, the advocacy, the respect, and the excellence that they deserve, whether that be in patient care roles that I've had, whether that be assisting leadership and improvement processes in primary care, with my latest role in HR, with ensuring facilities are able to track metrics and goals for adequate quick care for our veterans. So it's been very important to me, and it's something that I've dedicated my entire adult life to, and I'm just devastated by this termination.
That's the word devastated that we've heard from so many people. Ariel, thank you for being with us and telling us your story. We're sorry you're going through this as your family figures out a way forward, but thank you for taking the time to be.
Okay, that was heartbreaking. Oh my gosh. Read further down the article, see the other women's stories. Yep. Yeah, it's really going to be interesting to see what happens. I mean, I guess we're not going to get unemployment numbers. See, the thing is that there's no structure. There's no agency that hasn't been touched by people that are loyal only to a person. It's not okay. Whatever. Yeah. The Trump administration's swift, sweeping cuts to the federal workforce is set to derail the livelihoods of potentially thousands of military families. The turmoil within the military community caused by the recent firings of probationary employees, looming terminations, and a rolling series of deadlines for federal employees to return to work should not be surprising. For decades now, the federal government has marketed itself as the employer of choice for military spouses who are unemployed at 5 times the national rate, despite being more educated than their civilian spouse counterparts. Recent Democratic and Republican presidents have championed their cause, including Donald Trump, who signed Executive Order 13832 in 2018, encouraging federal agencies to hire military spouses, tapping into a pool of talented individuals to promote the national interest of the United States and the well-being of our military families. Lawmakers and officials, including Trump, have long accepted the importance of military spouse employment to the financial security of military families, a quarter of whom have experienced food insecurity in recent years, and its potential impacts on national security. Trump's executive order said his federal military spouse hiring policy would help retain members of the armed forces, enhance military readiness, recognize the tremendous sacrifices and service of the members of our armed forces and their families. Military families took him at his word, as they have every president who has advocated for the federal government to hire more spouses. They said that every spouse orientation at a new duty station, you can volunteer or you can get a job in the government. They tell you that the government wants to employ military spouses. One military spouse in Louisiana told me. Military spouses and their families move involuntarily every 2 to 3 years on average. Yes, I've been alongside a military family as they've had to move. As a result, it's not unusual for those who work in the federal government to frequently change positions or even organizations within their agencies. Many are perpetually probationary employees, the category of worker that the Trump administration targeted in its recent first round of firings. They can be probationary employees even when they have spent years and years in federal service. Ariel Pines had proudly clocked 15 years working at the Department of Veterans Affairs when she was fired by email last week, despite years of exceptional performance reviews. It's not just people who are new to the federal government, she says, pushing back on a common misconception about probationary employees who are getting the boot. There are 5 of us in my office who moved over from other HR departments, were military spouses, were veterans, one with 18 years. Ariel lives in New Mexico, where her husband is stationed as a senior enlisted airman in the Air Force, specializing in airplane maintenance, just as her dad did a generation before. In November, she transferred between human resources offices at the VA. Technically, it was a lateral move, but it came with a more demanding workload and a raise. It also came with a standard probationary period. She thought nothing of it. In her 15 years of federal service, she has had 5 probationary periods as she moved from jobs as a nurse to an emergency room technician to a medical support assistant and then over to the administrative side of the organization. Ariel, whose father is a disabled veteran, believes fiercely in the mission of the VA. When she was 11, Ariel began volunteering at the VA hospital in Spokane, Washington, passing out snacks to veterans in the community center and helping them find the locations for their appointments. I saw my dad deal with pain day in, day out as a maintenance guy in the Air Force, she describes. He has permanent back pain, nerve pain. At a very young age, it taught me to give back to those who have given their all to us. It's something I've always wanted to do. And now it's gone. She's trying to appeal through the Merit Systems Protection Board, but Trump has tried to oust the administrator, raising concerns about whether the independent agency charged with protecting federal employees from improper firings can arbitrate cases like hers. Ariel is one of almost 50 military spouses employed by or recently fired from the federal government that I've been talking to in the last month. They are living around the country and overseas on postings with their service member. Almost every one of them describes weeks of uncertainty and stress of a variety they have never encountered before. For perspective, these are spouses who have supported their service members and children through countless moves and dangerous deployments, including the Tower 22 drone attack in Jordan, where 3 service members were killed last year, and the withdrawal from Afghanistan, where ISIS-K bomber killed 13. I mean, it was disastrous because of Trump. But anyway, these are men and women, mostly women. 90% of military spouses are female, married to soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines, both enlisted and officers, who have made careers in the armed forces as it struggles to retain service members whose training and expertise has been tremendously costly to American taxpayers. A number of these military spouses are veterans themselves. Rachel, a military spouse whose last name we're withholding to protect the privacy of her family, says her termination notice cited her performance. I have fabulous performance reviews, so it's just false. She's on administrative leave from the CDC until mid-March after being fired on Saturday. There were no details about any benefits included. Rachel is married to an active-duty Army pilot. They have a young child, recently purchased a house, and need her income to pay the mortgage. But the financial considerations of her family are not the first thing she mentions when she describes the devastation of losing her job. It's the work. She was making a difference for people who really needed it and able to work in her area of expertise, a given for most employees, but a rarity for military spouses. There aren't many jobs out there for people with PhDs who have a specialty in data analytics and move every few years. But the CDC World Trade Center Health Program had one. Rachel was on the team that does research and provides services for people whose health was affected by breathing toxic air from the smoldering rubble of Ground Zero after the 9/11 attacks, first responders, workers, and residents of Lower Manhattan. I may have found my calling in this movement. I'll be a dog with a bone. I'm a boots on the ground. I know, gal, I think you're right. Her office has also been preparing to study a new cohort of people who breathed in the choking carcinogenic cloud from the material that burned after the towers came down. Children. We're just making sure that people are getting what they're supposed to be getting. We want to make sure that they're getting their monitoring exams that look at their lung function to look for 9/11 related diseases like asthma and lung cancer that they may not be certified for, explains Rachel. Rachel had been working on the program for a year and a half, 6 months shy of exiting her probationary period. I thought the terminations would be a methodical approach, figure out what's needed, what's not, but that is not what this is. Instead, it is just blanket firing of probationary employees because they have fewer rights without regard for their function. Yeah. After Trump signed his January 20 executive order calling the federal workforce to return to the offices in person, many agencies advised military spouses they were not exempt if they lived within 50 miles of a federal facility, even those who had been hired exclusively as remote workers under a federal hiring authority specifically for military spouses. Military families scrambled to accommodate hours of commuting, arranging for childcare, making plans to go on leave without pay, or fly in a parent for impending deployments that would render them single parents. Since then, the Office of Personnel Management, the Human Resources Department of the federal government, issued multiple memos trying to clarify how agencies should accommodate military spouse federal workers as they call in their workforce. The latest, from February 12, stated clearly, this guidance clarifies that the spouse of active duty members of the U.S. Armed Forces on remote work are categorically exempt, and military spouses are consequently not eligible employees covered by the return to office plans. As a result, some agencies moved to exempt military spouses categorized as remote workers from coming into work in person. But in moves baffling to many affected military families, other agencies did not. My understanding of the policy is that military spouses on telework agreements should also be exempt, but that's not being honored either, a military spouse who works in human resources said of her agency. Spouses of fully disabled service members, also clearly singled out for an exemption in the memo, are being called in, she says. The remedy is onerous. Military spouses must now advocate for themselves on an ad hoc basis with supervisors who are unfamiliar with government regulations protecting military families and the reasons multiple administrations and Congresses have advocated for them. When you make a situation when military spouses have to ask for the exemption, you're putting the onus on them, said Maria Donnelly, a military family advocate and current active duty military spouse who has previously worked as a federal employee. They're often too scared or unwilling to piss someone off or lose their jobs. The overwhelming sense of uncertainty and stress pervading the federal workforce is also driving out military spouses who anticipate they will be fired. The writing's on the wall. It's only a matter of time, and I'm worried the longer I wait, even if I'm safe right now, the more flooded the job market will be, one Marine Corps spouse told me. It's pretty devastating, she says, as she starts to cry on the other end of the phone. She has survived the latest round of firings at her agency, but feels she is next on the chopping block as one of the most junior employees in her office. She's already talking about her job, her dream job, in the past tense. Her salary will probably be cut in half, she says, but hopefully she'll find something she hasn't had since the cuts to the federal government began, job security. But her large family will be taking a significant financial hit. It makes my husband want to get out of the military, to be perfectly honest, she says. We'll be paycheck to paycheck again. And to many military spouses like her, proud to support the military service of their spouse, but glad to have found an identity of their own, the takeaway is clear and crushing. I can't have a career, the Marine spouse says, pausing for a moment to think about what that means for her and her family. Yeah, I can't have a career. Oh, I think it's all done. Oh my gosh. That was really good. Let me check in with chat for a moment. Hello. 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 My sister is in process of being hired by the FBI for banking fraud research. I believe that's all I know. She signed an NDA. Wow. Well, sending good thoughts for her. They're full of shit. We can't believe a word they say except for the evil shit. I know. It's actually good. Yeah, that was a good article, gal. Sometimes CNN, I guess, writers, I don't know. By summer, the economy will tank. All the unemployment numbers aren't yet included yet for all the federal terminations. I know. Ooh, we need to see the faces. Yeah, absolutely. And assuming the Trumpists eventually issue, I know, job numbers. That's the thing, Neil. I don't think we're going to have like a lot of transparency. I just don't think. I think that's. I don't know. I don't know how many. Are FOIAs going to be honored? I don't know. Yeah. Geez, I wonder what's going on in the military PSYOPs department personnel shakeup, right? Wow. Hi, Paulina. How are you? Oh, wow. Oh, before summer, I think, Muskie, once the March government doesn't pass a new budget and government employees realize they aren't getting back funded. Oh, really? My sister did say they told her it's in. Oh, yeah. Well, maybe if it's like the right person to be investigated, she'll have a job. That didn't really. No, that's not what I wanted to say. God, I just can't even imagine what it's like. I mean, I remember losing a job and not having a lot of like landing strip after losing that job. Oh yeah, I wanted to had an impression from Blurb. It may have reflected FOIA returns. Yes, actually, thank you for that. Where is it? Where is it? Is this it? It is funded and acts like a federal agency. Oh yeah, this is the one. God, I have a lot of bookmarks. Whoops. Thanks for. Oh, okay. I don't know. Did I? Oh, sorry. I hope I didn't. I hope I didn't ruin anything. I'm so sorry, Karen. Forgive me. I'll be more careful. All right. This is what I was going to read. Look at how Social Security is getting stripped of personnel. It's ridiculous. You know, here's the thing. I don't know. Didn't read. Oh wait. While they brag about the money, it will save them. I know. It's not going to save. And here's the other thing. There's another thing I want to. I don't know if I have a bookmark on it, but I'll try and find it. I think I might. No, you're not a dummy. You're not a dummy. Anyway, what was I going to say? Oh. Okay, never mind. Can't remember what I was going to say. But yeah, I wanted to read this. There's so many good things to read. Hold on. Oh, I guess you can see it. You can see it. Okay. All right, this is ProPublica from yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. Oof. While Elon Musk, well, the title of the article is Doggies Millions. As Musk and Trump gut government, their axe-cutting agency gets cash infusion. David Korn and Mother Jones posted on Blue Sky a chart that showed the bulk of the cuts are occurring in departments that the right wing considers too woke or progressive. Well, they just cut telehealth, and so it's beginning, okay? Yikes. I don't think they care if people are mad about it. You know what I mean? I don't think they care. I think this is what Oh, yeah, ProPublica, in a review of OMB records. Okay. While Elon Musk and his underlings demand budget cuts and layoffs across the federal government, funding for their agency, the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGGY, as Lolo calls it, has soared to nearly $40 million, ProPublica found in a review of Office of Management and Budget records. Billionaire investor Musk has called DOGGY maximally transparent. President Donald Trump has said some 100 people work for the group, but his administration has refused to make information about DOGGY spending and operations public. In an effort to gain a clearer understanding of DOGGY's inner workings, ProPublica has gathered the names and backgrounds of the people employed there. We've identified some 46 people with 12 new names we are adding to the list today. Trump and Musk have defended DOGGY as a tool for trimming fat from what they see as a bloated bureaucracy. The effects of those cuts have proved crippling, bringing to a halt programs that provided essential services to vulnerable populations across the country and the world. The top Democrat on the House Appropriations Committee, Rep. Rosa DeLauro in Connecticut, told ProPublica she didn't believe DOGGY had the legal authority for the actions it's taken. She called it a made-up federal department that's wasting taxpayer dollars. This unlawful effort is stealing federal funds from American families and businesses, DeLauro said. Most of DOGGY's money, records show, has come in the form of payments from other federal agencies made possible by a nearly century-old law called the Economy Act. To steer those funds to the new department, the Trump administration has treated DOGGY as if it were a federal agency. And by dispatching members of its staff to other agencies and having those staffers issue edicts about policy and personnel, DOGGY has also behaved as if it had an agency-level authority. Wait, what? Wait, what? Where's the rest of the article? Oh, wait. Is it just here? Oh, what? This is too much. Okay, everybody, ProPublica. You're fucking me up. Stop it. Damn. And spoiler alert, they never cared. Think budget bargaining chip. Last budget apparently approved telehealth through March 31st. Oh, I see. Well, yeah, because they issued it saying on 4/1 they'd cut it. The use of the I have a headache. The use of the Economy Act would seem to subject DOGGY to the same open records laws that cover most federal agencies, such as the Environmental Protection Agency or the State Department. However, DOGGY has refused to respond to Freedom of Information Act requests, saying it operates with executive privileges. What? This is not right. Okay, this is absolutely 100% wrong. Musk has also flip-flopped about whether DOGGY staff members are paid. Initially, he said they were not, but earlier this week, he said some of them are. Dr. Oz, the uninsured don't have the right to health, but should be given a way of crawling back out of the abyss with 15-minute physicals provided by... Did he really say that, Jim? I'm not shocked, but... Oh, Musk has also flip-flopped. Oh, okay, blah, 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 blah. The conflicting stances put the Trump administration in a bind, legal experts say. If DOGGY is a federal agency, it can't shield its records from the public. If it's not an agency, then DOGGY's tens of millions of dollars in funding weren't legally allocated and should be returned, some contend. The administration can't have it both ways, said Adam Grogg, a former deputy general counsel at OMB and now the legal director at Governing for Impact, a left-of-center think tank. Either it's an agency covered by the FOIA with the authority to do what it's doing, or it's purely advising the president and can't be directing agencies in the way it is now, or way it now is. A federal judge presiding over one of the many DOGGY-related lawsuits also recently grilled the administration's lawyers about its conflicting stances. In a recent hearing, U.S. District Judge John Bates characterized the government's position as, "We're not an agency where we don't want to be an agency, but we are an agency this one instance where we want to be." ProPublica has confirmed the names of 12 additional government staffers who are either part of DOGGY or are linked to Musk's constellation of companies and have roles in the new administration. So per ProPublica, DOGGY claims exempt, yeah, when they need to be. Yeah. But then they act with executive power when they're going into agencies. So it's yeah. We confirmed their names by cross-referencing agency records, speaking with dozens of sources inside the federal government, and pouring through documents from ongoing litigation challenging Doggy's authority. They are spread across agencies. At the Department of Education, Doggy staffers are exploring how to expand the agency's reliance on AI to both identify potential waste and interact with student loan recipients. At the EPA, they have reportedly gained access to contracting databases. Some staffers serve in executive-level roles, while others have ambiguous titles such as senior advisor, leaving unclear the nature of their work. I know the FOIA people are I guess it's not really people. It's just a process. I don't know. I don't think anyone oversees it, right? It's just an understanding that there's under the Freedom of Information Act, you can ask for this information. I don't know. One of the names newly added to the tracker, Catherine Armstrong Loving, is the sibling of crypto executive Brian Armstrong, who runs the industry leader Coinbase. Oh, we started with Coinbase. By its terms, the FOIA applies to the executive office of the president. Well, there you go, oomph. But this term does not include either the president's immediate personal staff or any part of the executive office of the president, whose sole function is to advise and assist the president. Oh. Yeah, I guess that's what they're jumping between those, advising and being an agency. There's just no rules. Let's see. Loving is the sibling of crypto executive Brian Armstrong, who runs the industry leader Coinbase. Coinbase donated $1 million to Trump's inauguration fund, and Armstrong met with Trump to discuss appointments to the administration posts, according to the Wall Street Journal. Some employees work at more than one agency. None responded to our request for comment. While Musk has celebrated Doggy's cuts and disparaged targeted agencies, Trump officials now say he's not actually running it. The White House did not respond to requests for comment. The Trump administration began funding Doggy soon after it took office. It started by tapping $750,000 from a White House fund for information technology initiatives in late January. Since then, the funding has ballooned. The most recent appointment came on February 8th and included a $14 million chunk described as a part of a software modernization initiative. In all, ProPublica found more than $39 million has been earmarked to Doggy in the Trump administration's first month. For perspective, in recent years, Congress had allocated around $50 million a year for the IT modernization initiative that Doggy supplanted, budget records show. $50 million a year versus basically $40 million a month. I wish Blue and On was real too. I wish it wasn't happening. I really do. I really do. Oh, I know why. But it's not. It's not real. That's why we can't have nice things. All right, let's put some pink light on. Okay. Okay. The Trump administration has not yet released enough details to trace the exact source of the funding flowing into Doggy or said who is being paid. The money could be coming from agency budgets that have money set aside for IT upgrades or other services. It's also not yet clear what time frame the allocation covers or whether it is funded salaries. Funding one agency from another's budget is not unusual, experts say, but money cannot be moved around for whatever purpose the White House wants. It is restricted by something called the Purpose Statute, which requires funds to pay for items Congress has specifically prescribed. You have a link. Great. Let me pull this up. And then you say people are involved. Almost every agency, has a FOIA office staff. Yeah, I remember I would get FOIA as an executive director. I would get a FOIA request, and my operations director would then, we'd work together to fulfill it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there was a person who could do it, who was designated. It wasn't like, a huge office, but yeah, I get it. Staffed by people. I know. Yeah. All right. Anyway, whatever. It is restricted. Okay. Doggy's operating method leaves questions about the possible violations of the purpose statute, said Christy Wentworth with the ethics watchdog Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington. If Doggy uses funds that are available only for IT-related purposes for initiatives that have nothing to do with IT, that use could violate federal law. And that is it. That's good. Ay, ay, ay. You don't have to read that. Yeah, basically, thank you. No, I appreciate that, Oomph. Yeah, what Oomph shared here is that there is specific guidance that exists right now. So yeah, it does exist that there is, but it's, I don't know. It's just so interesting to me. Oh, I kind of wanted to check. Good morning, Paul J. Oh, you spent a little time in European Ukraine chat. Weird to agree with them on how horrible and fascist our government is. Yeah, well, I don't think it's not too unusual when you're talking about this administration. Wait, what was I going to do? Oh, wait, I was still going to play a song. Oh, Iggy, did you leave already? God damn it. I'm losing my mind. I wanted to play Iggy her song and I missed it. I think I missed the opportunity. Me. Oh, also, wait, I have two more things I want to really talk about. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. I want to show you one. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. I don't even think I finished Gal's thread. God damn. We just get into one hole after another here at Lolo's Lounge on the Wake and Bake. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is another thing. Oh my god, we can't ignore this. Oh my god. This was another part of the same thread that Gal shared with us. The Attorney General's recent memorandum has raised concerns by eliminating key anti-corruption initiatives like the Klepto Capture Task Force and the Kleptocracy Asset Recovery Initiative, potentially hindering the U.S.'s ability to counter transnational corruption. I love Cheetos. I really do. And just for time's sake, I won't necessarily read each article. This is from Molly White. Don't forget the 50 million of those contributions appeared to be blatantly illegal, although Trump is already hard at work making the Federal Elections Commission less effective. I mean, this is what it comes down to. Coinbase appears to have violated campaign finance laws with a $25 million super PAC donation. I know he gave $1 million to the inaugural fund. This is all pay for play. This would be like if Democrats were doing this. I mean, I usually don't say things like that, but let's be real. If Democrats were doing this, come on. What the hell? Oh, I'm having like a migraine or something. Let me just see what, because I know I have a lot of good stuff here. And we gotta keep doing it. We gotta keep doing it. Oh, West Texas now has 58 cases of measles. Make measles great again. Let's see. Oh, I never even read this. Oh my God. I wanted to read this. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, here we go. This came up. It's all quid pro quo. The whole Eric Adams thing in New York. Oh, come on. Come on. 2 COVID cases. I worry too about what is that flu, the RSV or something? What is the flu that's going around that's really nasty? I worry about that too. Fuck. This came up yesterday and I had to check it. I heard something on YouTube and I'm like, that can't be real. And it was in Spanish, so I was trying to understand the Spanish and it was kind of like I wasn't totally getting it, so I checked it, and NBC News came up with a story on a U.S. deportation flight of 135 mostly Asian migrants to Costa Rica. Half will be minors. But get ready to read this. Get ready to hear this. The migrants heading from San Diego to San Jose, Costa Rica, hail from China and Afghanistan, among other countries. 65 minors and at least 2 pregnant women are among the deportees. Omar Badia, Costa Rica's deputy minister of the Interior and Police, told Noticias Telemundo on Wednesday. Some of the migrants' home countries have not easily accepted to repatriate them. Was that melee as a chainsaw delivering stagehands, or was it? Isn't he under investigation? How can he leave his country when he's under investigation? Melee. I don't know. Some of the migrants' home countries have not easily accepted to repatriate them. In the meantime, Costa Rica serves as a bridge for them, the U.S. government has said. The deportation flight is the latest headed to Central America, as some 300 people, also from mostly Asian countries, are being held in a Panama hotel. Badia says Costa Rica agreed to accept the migrants because of our history and our customs as human rights protectors, and that the agreement with the Trump administration isn't based on any special conditions. We responded to the United States government's request and we raised our hand to help them, Badia said. Costa Rican President Rodrigo Chavez said at a news conference on Wednesday that the country is helping its economically powerful brother from the north. If they impose a tax in our free zones, it'll screw us, Chavez said. I don't think they'll do it, thank God. Love is repaid with love. 200 will come. We treat them well, and they will leave. The White House did not immediately respond to NBC News' request for comment. The flight to Costa Rica is also carrying migrants from Vietnam, Georgia, the country, and Azerbaijan, Badia said. None of the migrants have criminal records. But are undocumented, he said. Upon landing, the migrants will board a bus for a 6-hour trip to the town of Corredores on the border with Panama, where they will be housed in a temporary migrant care center. The Thursday flight marks the first in which Costa Rica will serve as a stopover for deportees. The United States is footing the bill for the flights, including the flights that will eventually transport these migrants to their home countries. And the International Organization for Migration, a United Nations agency, will provide humanitarian support. IOMs, these are people that were our neighbors yesterday. These are people who were our neighbors, who worked in the store down the street or went to school with your kids, you know. You meet them in the school pickup line or something. That's who's gone. IOM's role in assisting people deported from the United States focuses on providing humanitarian support and facilitating return when it is safe to do so, a spokesperson for the IOM said in a statement. While we are not directly involved in the detention or restriction or movement of people, we are committed to ensuring that all migrants are treated with dignity and in accordance with international standards. All the deportees will be subject to a detailed study of their situation, Badia said, to ensure that their lives are not in danger in their home countries. This is another piece. Some of these people, there's some Russians that involved in this group, Azerbaijan, as they said, Georgian. Those people could be killed if they're repatriated. I imagine other countries as well. I'm just mentioning those that come to mind. These are people that are our neighbors. And some, he noted, will be able to request refugee status in Costa Rica. The country typically allows up to 30 days to repatriate the deported migrants, but Badia said the process could be extended to ensure that their human rights will not be violated upon returning home. The hundreds of people recently deported to Panama are being held in a hotel there and are forbidden to leave the premises as they wait for international authorities to arrange their return home, the Associated Press said. What we agreed with the U.S. government is that they will stay here and are under our temporary custody for their protection, but the International Organization for Migration and UNHCR, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, are responsible for repatriation to their countries, Frank Abrego, Panama's Minister of Public Security, said at a press conference on Tuesday. Officials said that more than 40% of the deportees at the hotel say they will not voluntarily go back to their home countries, and many have written messages on their hotel windows asking for help. Those unwilling to return to their countries will be transported to a facility in the Darien province, Abrego said. a point many migrants cross to make the dangerous trek up to the United States. I don't know. That seems pretty Nazi to me. That seems fairly Nazi. U.S. to pull delegation from UN climate science meeting. State Department officials won't participate in next week's meeting of the UN climate science panel per Axios. Yeah, gosh, I have a live podcast event today in the Tom and Dan studio. I don't want to be the weirdo with a mask. Nope, be the weirdo. Yeah. Oh, you do have a Tom and Dan branded mask? Girl, there you go. There you go. Yeah, it's time to mask. Yeah. Yeah, it's barbaric. They said it was Malay. I don't know. It was so weird. Elmo just kept saying chainsaw and waving it around. It wasn't. Oh my God. Well, speaking of Malay, as you learned on the lounge, he has run into his own chainsaw and repeatedly and is now under investigation by his country for fraud. So I don't think Malay's going to have a very good time. I'm not sure why he could leave the country, but whatever. But he's under investigation by his own country. And they seem to have some functioning courts, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, survival is really it was very President Camacho. It was. It was. Doesn't he have a chainsaw? Didn't he have a chainsaw in the movie Idiocracy? I think he actually had a chainsaw. I really do. I think he did. Oh my God. I am telling you. It's a lot. Yikes. Oh. Well, I think I'm going to 10,000% Camacho. President Camacho. That's what we should call him. If you have to be deported, Costa Rica is a good place to end up. Well, it might, except for the fact that you're being kidnapped. That's like saying, oh, well, at least if I was kidnapped, at least I was dropped in a nice place. I mean, I understand the intention of what you're saying, Jim, but there's no bright side to this. There's no bright side. Oh, he had an AK-47. Oh my God. In the K-hole that he was in, they gave him a machine gun with going through a K-hole like that. Him and his glasses. I wear my sunglasses on stage 'cause I take so much ketamine. I know. Oh, Karen, we've watched it 3 times over the last couple years. We'll undoubtedly we will watch it again. Undoubtedly. Yikes. Ay. I don't know. I voted for the lady who laughed too much. That's what I did. Seems like it would have been such a boring. It was a chainsaw. It wasn't loaded. Doesn't he have people to tell him, dude, you're being No, Max, of course not. I'm telling you right now, they drank their own Kool-Aid. They've been told by their own media machine that they're lovely so long, they fucking believe it. And then they somehow get into office. Somehow. I mean, go Argentina. Get that motherfucker. Yeah, Elon was loaded, not the chainsaw. Oh. Speaking of ketamine, who's the White House doctor nowadays? I don't know, Jim. That's a good question. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I'm not sure who it is. COVID, I was verbally abused in an elevator for wearing a mask. I pulled it down and coughed loudly. I said, I'm glad you don't mind. I tested positive this morning. Malay likes to be called the lion, and he has his chainsaw. Well, I'm going to tell you, he's running right into that chainsaw with this fucking meme coin. Fuck, man. I know autistic people don't really have a feel for that, but he must see the ridicule. He's extremely online and appears to be thin-skinned. I think it's much like the chud perception, Max, where no one's laughing at me. They're just terrible. You know what I mean? Like they really try to talk themselves into ignoring the haters, like, oh, they're just jealous, like, and apparently he's just a really shitty person. Like, he's really pathologically a shitty person. So he probably doesn't really give a shit about anything. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it has anything. I think he's just a genuinely shitty person. It has everything to do with him being a really bad person, like a horrible worldview and selfish and childish, and, far less to do with any neurodivergence he might have. I just found my speech on the Florida Senate committee floor years ago for hurricane relief. I'm reminding myself of how much one person can accomplish. That's right. I'm coming for these people to defend military families. You go, gal. I'm with you. I am right there with you, girl. That's right. You've been here before. You've lived in as magnified a place as there could be in the past. Yeah, it's not, and I don't, and again, I don't understand what, I can look at his decision making, his worldview, his actions, his child rearing, his all of the things. There's a lot of evidence about how incredibly pathological he is and hateful. Like, he's a fucking Nazi. He grew up, his mom probably was Nazi-ish. His grandparents certainly were Nazis. They were fucking Nazi members. Come on. He grew up in this. I know. Has he stopped the steal yet? Has he stopped the U.S. steal? Oh my God. Yeah. Yes, we love Gal. And I love Mr. Gal, and I love baby gals. I love all the gals. I do so much. What a group of people. I am just so fucking blessed to be around these people. Really. And you guys too. I mean, you are the people. He's a massive problem, but I'm realized maybe he's sucking up so much damn attention. We have to see, this is, I agree with that. It's a good point, Gal. It's important not to let them suck the energy out of the space, because they're going to, right? Like MAGA and stuff like that. But it's good to be out there. That's why I think it really did feel great to go out and be with other people in community. That felt so incredibly good. Yeah, look locally and stand in the gap. Yeah. And Carla. That makes me think of that that song. I really love I'm Doris. I'm Pearl. Like, it was so invigorating. It was so great. I really recommend, if that's something that, is comfortable for you, like, if you can do that, it does change your perspective. And it makes it a little less sad, because it's like, no, there are other people that agree with me. There are other people that are in this fight, And I don't know. I think everyone has to find around. I know. I just felt it's so frustrating for people. Thank you. I gave such a good speech at the end, you guys. Oh my God. And there were people that were actually listening. Or they were looking behind me. I don't know. And a couple people filmed my big speech, but I don't know where they were from. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I don't know. We should have embraced Elmo when he went on SNL, but we laughed at him and he ran to Trump. There you go. Do it again now. Oh my God, no, it was long. No, it was the usual. It was the usual spiel about what's happening in this country and the takeover, and that we shouldn't stand by and allow this takeover, and that diversity is that there's an all-out attack. There's an all-out attack on each other. There's an all-out attack on, entire groups of people are being erased by this administration. And the goal is to strip it down and privatize it. And that is what we're experiencing. And we have to stand in the breach. So that was pretty much it. I don't know. And everybody was really great. Everyone was great. It was a good group. Anyway, but yeah, I personally, for me, I'm going to try and find more ways to be out there and just make noise and, do some anonymous videos. Oh my God, Carla, that is such a funny idea. Like oh my God, we could do like the dinosaur with, it might show up. There was one guy who was really like filmed the whole thing and was like, thank you for saying what you said. And I don't know where he was from, but, what was I going to say? Oh yeah. If you did the anonymous thing, like you would have like the dinosaur, but in shadow with a voice changer. Oh my God, you guys. Wait.
Like, it could be like this. Like, it could be the dinosaur, but her voice had to be changed.
Or it could be, no, that's not.
It could be this. Why is that? Oh, this one has more echo. This one just is, that.
Or I can do this, and yeah, that's really annoying. Yeah, I can do that. It's really annoying too.
Okay. Anyway, yes, I'm going to record the dino video. But that's a great idea. That would be funny. Yeah, do the voiceover separately. Oh, I get you. Yes, that's a good idea. I could just do that. And then I'll have to figure out Opus Dei. Oh my God. Anonymous dino. Expect us. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh my God. You don't know how much Iggy. That is just it. That is all it. That's it. Expect us. I love that. Expect us. Ooh. Can't extinct us. Well, I mean, expect us. Ooh. Yeah, expect us, but be nice. Yeah. Expect us. I don't know why that just got me all tingly. I just fucking loved it. You can extinct us. Yeah, exactly. Don't extinct us, bro. All right. This is a perfect way. Here we go. Expectus Patronum. Fuck yeah. All right. So you've been invaded. A French resistance survival guide for the U.S. Here we go. How the French... Oh, we can have Iggy's song now. Yes. Thank you, Carrie. Before we read this beautiful piece, we're going to have a little dance moment. All right. Fuck yeah. Good idea. That's right, Iggy. I wanted to make sure you were here for that. Oh, fuck yeah. That felt good. Expect us. All right. So you've been invaded. I know this isn't supposed to be read like this. How the French resisted occupation and what we can learn if democracy falls into the wrong hands. Oh, well, here we go. I have 2 squirrels running around in the attic. I put Laura Trump singing on repeat. It seems to be working. I won't back down. Whoa, All right. I have to itch my nose. The Nitzer Ebb concert? What the fuck is Nitzer Ebb? I have 2 squirrels running around my attic. All right. This is the American Pamphleteer Substack, Lady Liberté, February 12th. Nice graphic. So, picture this. It's 1940, and France, the fashion icon of Europe, just got steamrolled by Nazi Germany. One day they're sipping cafe au lait, the next they're under occupation with the Nazis calling the shots and the government either collaborating, fleeing, or quietly resisting. Yeah, robot. It was a master class in what happens when democracy collapses and how people fight back. Now, let's be real. If the U.S. ever found itself in a situation where an invading force or, say, a homegrown authoritarian regime managed to get its hands on the government, what would we do? If every federal agency, every institution that keeps this country running suddenly fell under hostile control, what would resistance look like? France already gave us the playbook. Let's take some notes. Step 1. Accept that the official government is probably screwed. When the Germans took over, France split into two camps. The Vichy regime, led by Marshal Pétain, bent over backward to please their new overlords. They outlawed free speech, sent Jews to concentration camps, and happily collaborated with the Nazis. If you're looking for a historical parallel, think of politicians who suddenly find authoritarian rule very convenient and start handing over power like it's a clearance sale. The Free French government, led by Charles de Gaulle, noped out of there and set up shop in London, running the country from exile. Meanwhile, inside France, government workers had a choice: play along, resist in secret, or accidentally misplace a whole lot of Nazi paperwork. To the squirrel's favorite. Are you out? Oh, you're just, oh, thanks. All right, I'm almost. Let's see. Lesson for us. If democracy collapses, don't wait for the official government to save you. Alternative structures, exiled leadership, underground networks, and local governance become the real seat of power. Step 2. Know which institutions will get hollowed out first. Oh, yeah, that's right. They're so bad the dinosaurs came back to kick some ass. I love it. I love it. The Nazis knew what they were doing. The first thing they did, take control of the institutions that mattered. The military, disbanded or absorbed. No standing army, no organized resistance. Think about that next time someone tells you that just owning a gun makes you a freedom fighter. The police and the courts. If you think law enforcement won't switch sides when the paycheck comes from the new regime, think again. Some resisted, but many helped enforce fascist policies. The media. Newspapers and radio became Nazi megaphones overnight. You either got propaganda or silence. The resistance responded by printing underground papers and running secret radio stations. Industry and economy. The Germans took over factories, food supplies, and transportation. Every day, people either starved or turned to the black market to survive. Lesson for us: if a coup, soft or hard, takes over government agencies, expect rapid takeovers of law enforcement, the courts, media, and economic controls. If you don't have alternative systems, independent news, community security, local food networks, you're toast. Step 3. Resistance is a full-time job. The French resistance wasn't just blowing up train tracks, though. Let's be honest, they were very good at that. They were doing everything possible to keep their country functioning without feeding the machine of fascism. Sabotage, work slowdowns, lost Nazi paperwork, derailed supply chains, your printer mysteriously breaking at just the right time, a classic. Information warfare, secret newspapers, illegal radio broadcasts, coded messages, because when the government controls the media, whisper networks become lifelines. Underground networks, smuggling Jews, POWs, and political dissidents out of the country, creating safe houses, fake IDs, and escape routes. Civil disobedience, noncompliance, fake cooperation, and good old-fashioned ghosting when the occupiers come knocking. The lesson: if a bad faith regime takes over, your job is not to comply. It's to jam the gears, play dumb, work slow, misfile everything, keep independent information flowing, and organize underground support networks. Step 4. What this means for the U.S. right now. Okay, let's bring this home. The French example is not some cute history lesson. It's a roadmap for what happens when a modern country loses control of its own government. And if you think it can't happen here, congratulations, you haven't been watching the news. So, if, hypothetically, of course, the U.S. were to face a non-military invasion where an authoritarian force legally and bureaucratically seizes the government, what do we do? Parallel systems must be ready. If democratic institutions get hijacked, alternative governance must step up. This means cities, states, and underground networks taking the reins. Government, just organize underground networks. Government employees, you have a choice. Will you follow orders or will you accidentally throw sand in the gears? Don't underestimate the power of strategic incompetence. Control of information is everything. Start backing up important knowledge offline. Independent press, encrypted networks, and person-to-person info sharing will be the new normal. Decentralization is protection. The more we rely on one big system, the easier it is to capture. Local governments, small businesses, and independent supply chains keep power from being centralized. Resist in every way possible. Every historical occupation has the same lesson. The people who resist, from the office workers losing paperwork to the underground radio hosts, are the ones who keep democracy alive. Final thought. Are you ready? If you woke up tomorrow and found that your government was now under the control of an anti-democratic force, what's your plan? Who do you trust? Where do you get your news? How do you keep yourself and others safe? Because France didn't think it would happen to them either, until one day it did. History doesn't ask you if you're ready, it just shows up. That was really good. Use this handy tool to copy your blue. Yes. Right. Well, it's good. I mean, learning from history, what a concept. Holy shit. Holy shit. I know it's gonna be hard to get my family onto encrypted communications, I'll tell you that. It's hard enough to get them to stay on one text thread. I can't even get my family to stay on one text thread. Come on. How am I supposed to get them onto encrypted shit? I'm trying. I keep accumulating rando Blue Sky followers and I don't know why I don't post anything. I'm sorry, Max. I mean, I've tagged you in a couple. I don't think that's helping, but I don't think it did it. I think that's just the way Blue Sky is. I notice I get followers every day too, like a few. I think it's just the way Blue Sky is. I don't know. You're probably on a list somewhere. Maybe someone put you on a... I didn't put you on a list, I promise. I'm not doing any lists. Nobody gives a shit about who I follow. So I think if it got really bad, we might need to lean on our international friends as hubs for real news. Yeah, I mean, actually, I think that there are some tools at our disposal, and also it would be helpful, I think, to understand modern day resistance movements in other countries, right? You know, I think most notably of Arab Spring, but then even more recent examples, Hong Kong and other places where there have been protests. Like Hong Kong to me would be a really interesting, if I'm getting it right, I might be wrong, but that's the thing. I don't follow people back just because I know I just don't. I should. I need to do that. My new followers follow all the people I follow. Well, that's good. That's helpful. That's helpful. Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at all the people that follow me, but I have looked at some. Ruth had a good article, right? Yes, Ruth did have a good article. Yeah, that's right. We read that a while back about the kids in Hong Kong. Well, they're not kids, but the people in Hong Kong. But I think I'll look for more like things for Nat. Oh, bye, Carla. Actually, I'm going to go too because I have a little bit of a headache and I just want to take something, take some Excedrin or something, whatever it is, Aleve, whatever it is we have. The Philippines about their slogans. Yes, that's right. I'm going to dig that out, Jane. I'm going to dig that out. Carla, have a good day at work. Please be careful. Please be careful. Please drive safe, please. I think it was Hong Kong. Maybe it was, it was also, was it Myanmar? No, I don't know. There was a few. I think she maybe had a couple of, maybe it's a tumor. Yeah. No. Speaking of maybe it's a tumor, tonight, Friday night movies. Fuck it all Fridays. Movies at the Discord. 6 o'clock. 6 p.m. Pacific. 9 p.m. Eastern. All the rest of it. On the Discord. I'll put it up. Today it will be Kindergarten Cop, which is adorable. I don't care. And then it will be Forbidden Planet, which is kind of scary. And... but really good and a beautiful... That's right, Luigi Mangione is going back into court today. is a beautiful movie. So, yeah, that's it. It's everything. So yeah, movies at the Discord tonight. Tomorrow night, the lounge. I just haven't created the little visual for it, but I'm going to do that today. But there's going to be a lounge tomorrow night. We're going to have fun. We're going to do trivia. We're going to laugh. I think we're supposed to do a special trivia. I don't know. I'll check with Bobo. She might have too much work this weekend, but we'll see. Anyway, have a great Friday. I don't know if it's going to be okay. I mean, it's going to be what it is, right? And Robbie the robot, yeah. And we're going to make it. There's a lot of beauty in the world. I believe that. I believe there's a lot of beauty in the world. But we're going to have to lift it up. Lift it up. Lift up that beauty. And stand in the breach if you can. It's always darkest before the dawn. I tend to believe those kind of things, those idioms. Those idioms. I think that was yeah, I don't have a great feeling about the present. But barring any miraculous just kidding or something, yeah. I mean, we're just going to have to each find what it is we each do, right? To resist. But yeah, this is not an administration that has people's best interests at heart. That's pretty clear, and that's enough for me. That's enough for me to resist their nonsense. So yeah. Oh, really? Wow. Used to be neighbors with the Mangionis? Wow. Jim, why didn't you go on CNN, get interviewed? About how he used to throw his ball in your yard or something. No. Just kidding. But tonight, Kindergarten Cop, cute movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger, really adorable. And then Forbidden Planet, not as adorable, but very, very good movie. All right. Have a great day. I hope everyone is able to find some beauty in the world today. All right. How about that? That sounds like a good idea. Happy Friday. I hope you guys don't work too hard, okay? Please don't.